recessive allele. So it might be tall but with yellow, okay?
So I got this by saying, what is the probability that the X2 offspring is tall of green color? So I look at the actual phenotypes.
When I look at the genotype, that means tall and green, doesn't it? Isn't that wrong? That means tall and you have a big G, so that's green. Tall and green, tall and green. This one's tall and green too, so circle that. Circle that, tall and green. But don't circle this one because this is tall, and if you have lowercase g, are you green? Or yellow? Okay. So that's how I did it. So then I counted those and I got 9.
Sarah and Dory, please come to the main office. Sarah and Dory to the main office.
No, it has to be just tall and green. Not just tall, not just green. It has to be tall and green. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
That's tall, but it's not green.
and this is 6.
That's tall and green.
3, 7, 8, 9.
9. That's not. That 10th one is not 1. Hi.
عشان يسوي نفسها عشان يتم الصباح وهذا. So she can take herself here. It's gonna be
What is it?
something. Phone number 2 agents. Just call me.
Okay.
We're gonna be out.
Okay.
يعني لما تسلي باخذ كريم ونجم.
Thank you. Did you guys do the My Pen Diary?
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
I know it. I got it. Which page?
Right now. It's page 86, and I'm going to shrink this. I'm going to shrink this. Don't make me sign in again. Please don't make me sign in. It's like a pro. There it is. No, it doesn't. I always put the dominant one first just because that way I remember that it has the dominant trait. Okay? Alright, we're going to do the My Planet Diary. Ready? Or not?
Is it a male or a female? If you're a red-eared slider turtle, the answer might depend on the temperature. These slider turtles live in the calm, fresh, warm waters of the southeastern United States. For these turtles and some other reptiles, the temperature of the environment determines the sex of their offspring. At 26 degrees Celsius, the eggs of red-eared slider turtles all hatch as males. But at 31 degrees Celsius, the eggs all hatch as females. Only at about 29 degrees Celsius is there a 50% chance of hatching turtles of either sex. Go to Planet Diary to learn more about patterns of inheritance.
So hopefully you guys had time to reflect on the question. It says, what do you think might happen to a population of red-eared slider turtle in a place where the temperature remains near or at 26 degrees Celsius? Isn't that, first of all, subhanAllah, isn't that amazing how the temperature controls the gender of those eggs? It is weird. Okay, so let me just review. It said here that at 26 degrees Celsius, the eggs are going to be males. At 31, they're going to be females. Only at about 29 degrees Celsius is there a 50-50 chance of hatching either sex. So, go ahead, Afaq. What would happen if the turtles were in an area where the temperature remains near or at 26 degrees Celsius.
So then it would have been it would have hatched and it would have been a male.
Yeah, not just one male. I mean, they usually lay lots of eggs at one time, so they would all have come out to be male.
No, but what if that came out of the egg, the lady built it, but it wasn't like
Asil Shanat, please come to the main office. Asil Shanat to the main office.
Yeah, it's based on temperature for the eggs when they hatch, but not the turtle that's actually the one laying the eggs. Okay, because when they're in the egg, they're still not fertilized yet.
So they don't focus on genetics with the animals or what?
They're unique, and actually I assigned for you guys this My Planet Diary activity, this whole, you see this thing that you see right here? This is what I assigned for you guys. So what you're gonna do while we're at it is, rather than me telling you, you get to go to this website here, okay? You guys are really good, you know how to cut and paste. You can either print out this worksheet and write down the answers right there on the worksheet. You can write the answers on a separate sheet of paper, or you guys know how to do Control-A, Control-C to copy. Go to a Microsoft Word document, put Control-New, Control-V, and then it'll be right there for you, and then you can just answer it right then and there, or print it out and write it in, whatever you guys prefer. Some people don't like to type, whatever. Either way, I need it eventually on some kind of hard copy that you can turn in, and I gave you guys a week to do this from today. And so that is already on here. I'm not gonna save that. I already assigned it for you. You all have accounts, we talked about this. Your username and password is the same thing that you use for Pearson. If you can't get on there, you have to email me right away. You have to check tonight and email me right away, because then I will make you a new password so that you can get on. You weren't here last year, but are you on Miss Rantor's Pearson? We don't have. Oh, you guys don't have Pearson from Miss Rantor, so you used the username and password from last year. Okay, come see me after class.
It's your first letter of your first name, and then your last name, and then at Saddam.
At Saddam, and then your password is student. No, not 8. Whatever you were last year. 7B, 7A. Okay? Yeah. Unless you changed it. And then I don't have that unless I look online and I can give it to you. Okay? Didn't we go through this? I passed out the sheets to you guys? Oh, I didn't pass it out to you guys. Okay, sorry, my bad. In that case, that's what we're gonna go, that's the protocol. You use your usernames and passwords from last year. If not, email me right away, okay? Because I did assign it. And then you guys, it goes to Engage and Explore, you have to hit next, next. When you're done with everything, there's a tab up in the upper right corner that says Save and Close. And then it goes back to your home page and you put Send to your teacher on the side, something like that, and you hit Send to your teacher. So make sure you send it to me. So do the My Planet Diary and then go back and do all this. See how it explains the concepts?
Let's do on Thursday? Wednesday.
You have a week to do it.
Oh, so Wednesday or
So today's Wednesday, you have until Wednesday. I just want to say, don't wait till last second, because you have a test on Friday, and I don't want you doing this and studying for the test at the same time, even though this is a form of studying. That'll just keep, this is just section 3, and then you'll only know section 3 for the test, okay? Although we did review 1 and 2 today, so let's start 3 now. Okay, so good job with page 86. All right, so this talks about how most traits are controlled, okay? I told you guys that Mendel, and we're studying his traits, but in real life, not every trait is dominant and recessive like we've been talking about so far, okay? I said, you guys kept asking me about that before, and I said, we'll get to it, we'll get to it. We're getting to it now, all right? So hang on tight.
Patterns of inheritance. How are most traits inherited? How do genes and the environment interact? My Planet Diary. Cold with a chance of males. Is it a male or a female?
We did that right.
If you're a red-eared slider turtle, the traits that Mendel studied.
No, I meant for it to skip, but here, we'll just go through it. The traits that Mendel studied were controlled by only 2 possible alleles, but I told you that that's not really true. Most traits are the result of complex patterns of inheritance. 4 complex patterns of inheritance are described in this lesson. So we're going to talk about the 4 more complex ways that traits are passed on, okay? So the first one is on the next page, page 87. It's called incomplete dominance, all right? Who wants to read incomplete dominance for me? Sophia?
Incomplete dominance. Some traits result from a pattern of inheritance known as incomplete dominance. Incomplete dominance occurs when one allele is only partially dominant. For example, look at figure 1. The flowers shown are called snapdragons. A cross between a plant with red flowers and one with white flowers produce pink offspring. Snapdragons with alleles capital R and capital R produce a lot of red color in their flowers. It's no surprise that their flowers are red. A plant with 2 white alleles capital W, capital W, produces no red color. Its flowers are white. Both types of alleles are written as capital letters because neither is totally dominant. If a plant has alleles capital R and capital W, only enough color is produced to make the flowers just a little red, so they look pink.
All right, so the first pattern that we're going to talk about, that she just read about, was incomplete dominance. Do you guys understand this or not? Who wants to explain it in their own words? She just read it to you? Did we doze off? That's okay, that's what I'm here for. All right, so incomplete dominance is this. If you have a white flower, okay, and you have a red flower, and you mate them, instead of having either red or white because one was dominant over the other, you actually end up having somewhere in between. And that's where you end up with a pink flower, okay? So remember you guys were asking me about that in the last section? And we'll get to that, Okay, here it goes. All right, so that's incomplete dominance. Not to be confused with the next one. Are you ready? That's why they put them back to back so you can see the differences right away. This is codominance. So when you have a white chicken and a brown chicken, you're not going to see a brownish beige chicken. You see both feathers, okay? So here's the chicken.